As an insolvency practice, Middlebrooks has some involvement in debt recovery from the perspective of understanding where creditor pressures lie. Generally, debt recovery action can be a precursor to some form of insolvency. The stages of debt recovery in Scotland generally start with pre-legal action, followed by a court decree, and finally enforcement of the debt, known as diligence. The exact procedure and options available depend on the amount of the debt and whether it is owed by an individual or a business. Stages of debt recovery. Pre-litigation initial contact. The creditor or a solicitor typically sends a formal demand letter, known as a letter before action, for debts regulated by the Consumer Credit Act. A default notice must be issued, giving the debtor at least 14 days to respond before legal action can begin. Payment or negotiation. The debtor can settle the debt in full or attempt to agree on a repayment plan with the creditor. Mediation can also be an option. Legal action. If pre-litigation fails, the creditor can raise a court action in the Sheriff Court. The specific procedure depends on the debt amount. A simple procedure is for debts up to £5,000, an ordinary cause is for debts over £5,000. Responding to a claim. The debtor is served with court papers and has 21 days to respond, with three main options. Admit the claim and pay, admit the claim and apply for a time to pay direction or order, or dispute all or part of the claim. Decree and diligence. If the court finds in favour of the creditor or the debtor does not respond, it will issue a decree, a formal order for the debt to be paid. The creditor can then proceed to the enforcement stage. A charge for payment. Before most types of diligence, a formal demand called a charge for payment is issued by sheriff officers, giving the debtor 14 days to pay. Further application for a time to pay. Even after a decree is issued, if the debt is under £5,000, the debtor can apply for a time to pay direction. Enforcement. Enforcing the decree. If the charge for payment is ignored, a sheriff officer can enforce the debt through various diligence methods. For example, an earnings arrestment. Regular deductions are taken directly from the debtor's wages. Bank arrestment. Funds are frozen in the debtor's bank or building society account. Attachment. The seizure and sale of movable property outside the debtor's home. Inhibition. Prevents the debtor from selling or transferring any property they own, such as a house. Financial advice and debt solutions. At any stage, the debtor can seek advice from services like Citizens Advice, the National Debtline Solutions, or a licensed insolvency practitioner to access solutions such as a debt arrangement scheme or bankruptcy. This can halt enforcement action. If it's a limited company, the advice of an insolvency practitioner at an early stage can ensure that all options can be explored. Quite often, by speaking with the team at Middlebrooks, a solution can be achieved which removes the stress of debt recovery action and allows control to be maintained. In our experience, the difficult part of the debt recovery is the unknown of the next step. At Middlebrooks, we want to be at the centre of your positive future and can provide advice on the debt recovery process and how to regain your control so that the uncertainty dies down, allowing you to get back to life again.